En esta lectura hablaré del accidente de avión de una compañía alemana, en donde se especula que el copiloto habría chocado el avión a propósito. The co-pilot of the Germanwings airliner that crashed in the French Alps, killing all 150 people aboard, appears to have brought the plane down deliberately. German Andreas Lubitz, 28, left in sole control of the plane after the captain left the cockpit, refused to reopen the door, and operated a control that sent the plane into its final fatal descent. The cockpit doors can be opened from the outside with a code, in line with regulations introduced after the September 11 attacks. However, the code system can be blocked from inside the cockpit. The guy outside is knocking lightly on the door, and there is no answer. And then he hits the door stronger, and no answer. There is never an answer. You can hear he's trying to smash the door down. Lubitz was not known as a terrorist, and there were no grounds to consider the crash as a terrorist incident. Ahora leeremos algunos comentarios. I will predictably get blasted for saying this, but I'm gonna say what most of the world thinks. I bet this guy was Muslim. You mean Muslim extremist? By no means are all Muslims terrorists, and you know that. Watch your language. Were the shooter of Virginia Tech, Colorado Theater, the school in Connecticut, California University, Muslims? No. If you look at the news, they never say the religion of these killers, but I would say they were either Christians or atheists. Why they don't say their religion? Because if your name is Mohammed, you will be 100% titled as an extremist Muslim. But if your last name is Johnson, you will be a person suffering mental illness if you are white. That is all. Our poor Western rationalization about religion and cultures. I'm just wondering why the pilot did not have a key or other emergency method of opening the damn cockpit door. The point is to keep people that would do the plane harm out. If the pilot has a key, these people could get the key off of the pilot and gain entry to the cockpit. That's why. Glad I stopped flying, especially in this day and age. Let's not get too crazy. It's still the safest form of travel. If the co-pilot was planning this all along, how could he be certain that on this short flight the pilot would leave the cockpit at any time? He was patient? Maybe this was his first opportunity that he's been waiting for it to come. Years ago, I had a friend who was an Air Canada flight attendant. She told me a story once about sitting in the employees' lounge before a flight, talking to the captain, and he was saying how his wife was asking for a divorce and she wanted his money, house, and kids, and how heartbroken and depressed it made him. And she told me that was the once and only time in a 20-year career that she called the dispatcher and told him that she was suddenly too ill to fly that day. Nothing happened to the flight, but she felt that one time, just maybe, she shouldn't be on that flight. What will the reports be if it's found that the co-pilot lost consciousness for some reason causing the crash? Why must everything in the US be some kind of mad conspiracy or terror? Could this possibly be an accident caused by a medical emergency? Things are going to appear however you decide to report the events.